What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got another video today talking about another upgrade that I made to my setup. Actually a couple of upgrades. I'm going to talk about a couple of Corsair products. The Dark Core RGB Pro as well as the new extended MM700 RGB Mousepad. We're going to check both these out, talk a little bit about them, give you my thoughts on using them thus far and if they're worth your money and worth picking up right now. Let's check it out. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the Dark Core RGB Pro mouse from Corsair. I picked it up after my M65 Elite again had issues with the left click, so I doubled down and picked up another Corsair product. Maybe not the brightest move, but so far I've been really impressed and quite happy with the purchase. So I wanted to just kind of break down my early thoughts and kind of my review thus far of the mouse after having used it for a few weeks. So far, while it's definitely got a lot of plastic components, as most mice do, it feels like it's solidly built. There's some good quality plastic material, kind of two-tone actually here on the top. This is a little bit grippier as opposed to the left and right clicks, which is a little bit slicker. One thing that I will notice, I don't like the scroll wheel as much as the scroll wheel on the M65. If you try and scroll really quickly down a web page, it actually kind of doesn't scroll as fast on the screen as you're scrolling on the mouse. So you kind of actually have to pace your scrolls a little bit better. Not a huge deal, but it is one thing I've noticed, at least from the N65 Elite to this mouse, that's a little bit different. So for the quality, 8 out of 10, not perfect, but it is a solid mouse, it's well built, and I've been impressed thus far. The other thing that I want to cover today is going to be the features. So it comes with 8 onboard buttons, your standard left and right mouse click, a DPI up and down button, which is actually on the left side of the mouse, almost usable by your thumb, and then it has the standard back and forward buttons that come on the side where that you can use clicking your thumb. The last button here on top is actually a programmable profile changer, so you can actually cycle through all of your profiles, your pre-programmed and preset color profiles in the RGB on IQ software. So that's pretty cool to be able to change that with just one click right on your mouse. You don't have to pull up the IQ software. I've actually really liked that as a feature. Given that I have a number of Corsair products and a lot of profiles set up, I'm able to just kind of cycle through those, you know, and use those a little bit more on the fly as opposed to having to pull up the software. I guess it does have an 8th button click on the top there that obviously your mouse wheel button can click as well. So 8 buttons in total, which is pretty awesome. One thing and one reason I gravitated towards this mouse is actually the thumb rests here on this side, and then on the other side it's actually a swappable, so you can pull this out and swap it out for a flat piece, but a swappable pinky rest. So you're able to kind of rest both your pinky and your thumb right on the mouse, so you're not dragging your fingers around on your mouse pad at all. It's all on the mouse itself, which I've actually really liked. I end up using a little bit of a hybrid between, I think, a palm grip and a claw grip. So my pinky ends up kind of clawing like this on the side. And when I didn't have that rest before, it would just drag around on my mouse pad, make it all dirty, which wasn't great. So I really appreciated that as a little bonus feature and a little bit of comfort. I really felt more comfortable using that. With regards to technology, it has 3 modes. You can plug it directly in via USB-C to your computer, so you can run it wired, essentially. You then have 2 methods of wireless. It's got the Slipstream, I believe 2.0 technology in it, which is Corsair's super fast connectivity. I have been using it wireless via that Slipstream connection. I haven't had any connectivity issues, no problems at all. So thus far, no connection breaks, no jittery plugins, definitely not anything mid-game, so no issues to speak of there. So, you know, feature-wise, connectivity is the way to go. It does also have Bluetooth connectivity as well. The Bluetooth is more battery efficient. It helps keep the battery alive for a little bit longer. You can run it more like 20 hours instead of 10, but that said, given that it comes with the USB-C charging cable, which I ran just like my wired mouse cable before, I'm able to plug it in and out really easily when it needs to charge. You can set up the Corsair IQ software to give you a little indicator down in your system tray that shows you how your mouse is charging. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy to use, and no connectivity or issues or anything like that. So from a feature standpoint, It's been really on point, plug and play, get right into it. One other feature that it does have is a higher polling rate, essentially the frequency that it connects with the wireless transmitter, so you're able to increase that for a little bit more sensitivity when you're gaming. I've seen some mixed reviews, those that are much more technically inclined than I am as far as actually testing if that polling rate is successful or if it works better. I've been running it on the higher polling rate and haven't noticed any issues, so from a cut and dry, basic, not getting too technical description, I think it works, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's much of an added benefit compared to some of my other mice. So to rate the features, I'd actually give it a 9 out of 10. Just a lot of little quality of life things. That profile switch I really enjoyed. The placement and the click of the back and forth buttons is really great. And the DPI buttons are in a place where if you wanted to program those to do something else, you can get a couple of extra buttons in your game as well. So a little bit of flexibility goes a long way. Not quite as customizable as some of the more specific like FPS or even MMO mice with like a dozen buttons on the side, but still gives you some flexibility to play a variety of games with some awesome features included. So segueing into that last section, as far as comfort, I have found this mouse to be a lot more comfortable than the M65 Pro, which is the mouse I've been using to game for the last couple of years. Not quite as big and bulky as some of the others that are out there. Not quite as light as some of the, FPS gaming mice. There are certainly more specified or more fine-tuned options for certain games, but as far as a general gaming mouse and all-around use mouse, I have been using this for work from home as well, and it's been a great mouse so far. I've been really happy with it. So to rate the comfort, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's not perfect. I don't think I found a perfect mouse for my hand, at least for long gaming sessions thus far. Some of it may be the angle of my desk and some things like that I'm still working on fine-tuning, but it's been a very comfortable mouse for me. It's been a significant upgrade to my M65 as far as comfort. My hand definitely feels less cramped. I'm able to get it spread out a little bit better. I've been impressed thus far, so an 8 out of 10 for that. So to summarize, we've got an 8 out of 10. The build quality, we've got a 9 out of 10 on the features and an 8 out of 10 on the comfort. Combined, those are going to give us a score of an 8.3 for this mouse. Again, the Dark Core RGB Pro from Corsair. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's a really solid mouse, so if you're in the mouse market and you're shopping right now, I would recommend picking this one up. It's really versatile, can fit the needs of a lot of gamers and give you flexibility to play a lot of different kinds of games without needing to switch your mouse out. The other thing I did want to talk about today is the M700 RGB mousepad that Corsair just announced. They actually announced it a couple weeks ago. I went ahead and pre-ordered it on Amazon right away. I've been looking for an RGB mousepad that is wider. I want one that covered my entire keyboard and mouse. I had a cheap one off of Amazon for like 20 bucks that my wife got me as a gift a couple of years ago, and the LED crapped out super quickly on it, but I had just been using it as a big mouse pad for the last couple of years. Now, when I had shopped before and my whole ecosystem is Corsair, they had the, mouse pad sized RGB one, and I just didn't feel like I wanted just a mouse pad. I wanted a full-length desk and keyboard and mouse pad. So as soon as they saw that, again, I pre-ordered it, picked it up. It came in pretty quickly within a couple weeks, and I'm pretty excited about it. It is fully customizable with the iQ software, so it syncs with everything that I've got on my desk, including my fans and some LED strips that I've got in my computer. So it just gives it a little bit more pop of color, and I'm really happy about it. It is a mouse pad, so I'm not going to say a whole lot more on it. If you like using a mouse pad, you'll like using this one. If you want to add more RGB and you've got other Corsair peripheries, I'd recommend picking it up. I kind of just tagged it along with this video since it is so straightforward. One thing that I really did like is it plugs in via USB-C to your computer, and it actually gives you 2 USB slots, one on the right side and one straight on, and that is where I have plugged in the USB wireless adapter for my new Dark Core RGB Pro mouse. Having it literally, inches away, I think is a huge win for Corsair. I haven't had any interference issues or anything to go along with that. Having it so close directly to the mouse. It's not plugged into my computer on the other side of my desk. It's not going to interfere with maybe my headset or any other wireless signals in my house. It's literally inches away. So I really liked that. It's a good combination. So if you've got a Corsair mouse, especially if you've got a wireless one, look at picking up the MM700 RGB mousepad. It'll be a good addition to your setup. Alright guys, well that is it for my quick review of the Dark Core RGB Pro mouse from Corsair. I would recommend you go pick one up. I think it's pretty awesome and really comfortable to use. As a reminder, as always, I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you have any questions about my setup, the gear that I'm using, and you want to know a little bit more, if you have a question, come drop by. Feel free to ask me a question. I'm happy to answer those live on stream. If you guys are able to like this video and subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate the support. And what do you think? Do you have a Corsair mouse? Do you have the Dark Core RGB Pro? What are your thoughts about it? Let's drop some comments down in the comment section below and have a conversation. Love to hear from you guys, and I love to interact after the video is out. So please stop by. I try to answer all the questions in the comments. As always, guys, hope this video was helpful, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.